It's me, guys, dating myself part 3. How you all doing? Can't get off my high horse and I can't let go. Got some tunes in the background. So, yeah, what's been happening? I hope everyone's great. So, I'm actually really quite stoked about today because it's funny when you start this process of vlogging, like, because obviously you watch others' vlogs. Sorry, my hair's a mess. Because you watch other people's vlogs, you kind of think, oh, I got to get this amount of hits to make people be watching me, and that's the importance of it. But it's actually not. I think what's the importance of this vlog? If you remember from day one, I said to you, I don't know what this is going to look like. But what it's looked like for me is this. I have so many messages, inbox, text messages from female friends that have said to me, like, wow, you're inspiring me, keep doing what you're doing. I had a particular friend that really touched me, and I'll never ever say names, but you know who you are. And you know, she told me that she didn't think she was beautiful. Well, that's rubbish, because she's actually a stunner, and she's celebrating that right now. You know this is the tune. Anyway, so yeah, she's celebrating herself, and I can actually see her out there in social media world celebrating herself. So if one person watches this video and one person is inspired to move forward and go higher, hey, I've done my bit. But the reality is, this is kind of like a it's therapy for me. And while I'm healing me, somebody else is healing outside. Yeah, I can't let you go now. Sorry, I just love this song. So, okay, so what have I been up to? That's all you want to know, really. So, in the dating myself, oh, sorry, I have to tell you again. Look what came today. Hide my address. Yeah. Look what came today for me. And it was a gift from a friend. Because she's enjoying my vlogs and she wanted to gift me with a book, and she gifted me with this, Live, Love and Lead. And I'm really excited. It's beautiful. It says your best is yet to come. So it's written by the lead pastor of Hillsong Church. I've only been there once, but yeah, I really appreciate that. That's really beautiful. So you know who you are. Thank you. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to read it. But what this is, again, this is just a symbol of when you start taking care of yourself, people start to just, you set the standard. So people start to just take care of you anyway. So no one had to buy me a gift. No one had to, no one had to buy me a gift. I wasn't expecting of anything from anyone. This week, in fact, I bought myself a beautiful, beautiful bouquet of flowers. And, you know, it feels good. They're beside my bed. And I wake up every morning and I look at them and I appreciate them because I bought them for me. And there's nothing attached to them apart from me loving me. So self-love. And, yeah, I love them, love them, love them. So we've entered into February, the second month of my 6 months of dating myself. And it's funny, when I first started this journey, I was like, yeah, I'm dating myself. But I don't know if I fully really understood the context of what that meant in terms of really dating myself. So what really started to happen was, I'm actually at a point, I do not hate men. I love men. I love them. As I said in the beginning, I love, love, love you guys. But what I've come to the point now that I'm comfortable in myself. Like, so comfortable. I'm like, how's it going to look when someone comes along? Like, am I going to be able to make him an intricate part of my life? Like, you know, those kind of questions are coming up into my head now. So, anyway, we'll not talk about those. I'm really trying to fix my head because my head don't look good. But anyway. What I've been up to. So I've been working really hard on my investment, and my investment is my Monday to Friday job, my day-to-day job. I call that the investment because that's the money that I'm using to put into my business. And yeah, I'm working hard on that and I'm really enjoying it, and it's doing really well for me, going really well for me at the moment. So, dating myself. Let's get to it. So, on the weekend, I made arrangements to go out to dinner with a friend, and we was going to Bob Ricard. Shout out to Bob Ricard. Amazing. Press for champagne. Listen, ladies. Oh, my days. I'm just really considering where in my house could I fit a button that says press for champagne, and then just somebody just appears like, would you like champagne, mom? Let me tell you. I just press, like, yeah, we want the bubbles. Press. Yeah, so, but back to before that. So I made the arrangements with my friend to go to Bob Ricard, and it was somewhere that I wanted to go to for a long time. It was a place on my radar. I got quite a few restaurants on my radar, and anyone that knows me knows I love fine dining. So I was like, okay, we need to go somewhere that I've never been, that she's never been, and just go and have a good time. So I knew about the press for champagne. I thought, I got to go and press that button. No one can't be pressing that button, and I ain't pressed it. So Sunday morning came, and my friend messaged me to say she wasn't feeling too great, and that she didn't think she was going to get to come, etc. And then I was a bit like, oh dear. I was in a bit of a panic mode, because I kind of built myself up to it. But it was strange, because what actually happened was I felt the feeling like, you know, like ladies, I'm sure you can relate, like you might be going on a date with a guy, and then coming up to the date, the guy might text you, he could be texting you to say, babe, wear a red dress. As you see his number come up on the phone, your heart might sink like, oh God, is he going to cancel, or do you understand me? So I felt that kind of emotion, like when she was saying like, we're not going to go, like she doesn't know if we're going to go. So I felt like, oh man. But then straight away, like a voice in my head said to me, no, you want to go, and it's something you want to do. So the reality of it is this: if you really want to do it, you're gonna have to ride solo. Go and do it on your own. Why do you need someone else to do it with? Oh my goodness, I was so frightened at the prospect of going to this restaurant on my own. So that started to bring up some feelings and thoughts in my mind, like, why am I scared to go to a restaurant on my own? And going to the restaurant on my own, what does that mean? What does it look like? Like, what is it? And I thought, but Simone, you're dating yourself, so what's the problem with going with yourself? So then it wasn't so much about how I necessarily felt about it. It was more about how society would look on me, i.e. the people, the concierge, like when you get there, the man that takes your coat, the other guests at the restaurant. So my mind started to work overtime. But then there was a part of me that said, hold on a minute. So you're letting outside elements dictate how you feel internally. And it just was like, wow, light bulb moment. So then my friend was like, let's just cancel. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to cancel. I'm still actually going. But if you want to come, join me. But if you don't want to come, it's cool, because I'm still going. I didn't even look for no one in my phone to invite and say, do you want to come to Bob Ricard? I wasn't interested in that. I knew I was going to Bob Ricard, regardless if my friend was going. And that wasn't a selfish thing, actually. That was just a step that I needed to take to say, you know something, Simone? Nothing externally is going to impact you internally unless you allow it to. So then I thought about it, and I thought, wow, like, you know, Simone, you've got to set a standard here. And if you're going to talk about this self-love and this self-appreciation of yourself, you're going to need to step out and do some stuff. And I was like, boy. So anyway, so that was Sunday. And it was funny because the whole afternoon I was at home getting ready. I was like, yeah, I knew what I was going to wear. I knew how I was going to do my hair. I knew it all. And I said to myself, when I was getting ready, I was like, you know what it is, like, just do it, Simone. And I'll tell you the truth. In the end, my friend messaged me and she said she was coming. But what actually happened was this. I got to the restaurant early. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a timekeeping person. If we say 7:30, I'm there 7:25. So I got there and I was sat down. I arrived before my friend. My friend was actually late, like about half an hour late. So there was a half an hour of me sitting in this restaurant on my own. And I tell you something now, I was forced to face my fear. It's like the universe said, you're going to do this. You're going to have to do this because you're saying you're doing this. So do it. Walk in it, innit? And I'll tell you, initially, when I walked in, because I was looking fresh, super fly, and the hair was just bouncy and out big, and I was happy and feeling good, and the heels were good, and I was like, you know, body felt good. And I stepped in with strength and confidence, and people was looking at me in the restaurant like, oh, okay. And I know they must have thought, this guy that's coming for this girl is taking long. Because people was like looking at me. I ordered my tea because I felt a bit unwell, so I ordered some tea. I was sipping my tea, and you know, and I did initially feel uncomfortable when I sat there, but that soon went away. And the reality is, I was so grateful to have my friend's company, but I wasn't reliant on that company. And then it started to make me think about when I'm in a relationship with someone. I don't want to be reliant on anybody. Like, yes, I'll be happy to be with someone and share my life and share my love, but I don't want to rely on anyone to make me feel internally happy. That needs to come from me. The external entities don't matter. You know, they can only matter how much you allow them to matter. Now, that doesn't mean I don't love my friend and don't want to be my friend. Of course I want to be my friend, but guess what? I'm loving me, you know? So I can do me. And if it means being in a how much Michelin star restaurant, eating on my own, well then that's cool, because guess what? I deserve that, because right now I'm living my best life. So, yeah, man. Dating myself is pretty cool. I'm getting brave. I'm stepping out, you know. Let me give you a quick little, before I go, I'm going to give you a quick history. For those of you that know from the beginning where dating yourself was birthed from, sorry, I got to go over it for the people that don't know. So, and I feel that you have a duty to let people know your journey, because there's no point, if you're going to try and encourage people and inspire people and help people, you got to show them the full journey. There's no point me coming onto the camera now and be like, yeah, I'm about this life, yeah, I'm dating myself, etc., when there was a time when, excuse me, I wouldn't dare come on this camera, because it was dark. Life was dark. Life was upsetting. And it was because I allowed an external element to affect my internal being. So basically what happened was, I was in, and just, yeah, let me put a little caveat here. I am not talking about necessarily a relationship recently. I'm just talking about a relationship. So don't try and pick it and break it down and find out, oh, who was it she's talking about? That's not even relevant, because I've got nothing bad to say about any ex-boyfriend on here. I'll let you know that now. This is about me. So I was in a relationship and it broke down. And when it broke down, Simone broke down. I broke down. And I broke down because I gave that person my all. Now, I'm not saying I gave them my best me, because the reality of it is this, you know something? I don't actually think I did give them my best me, because me who I am today is not me who I was then. So therefore, they weren't getting my best me, because I'm living my best life now, like I keep saying to you. But in that relationship, when that relationship broke down, I broke down. I didn't want to live. I was in a pretty dark place, and it was real dark. It was dark to the point where I didn't even want to live. I'll tell you the truth. I didn't want to live. But I wasn't brave enough to take my own life. I wanted a painless death. I shouldn't laugh. I wanted a painless death. So I thought, if I argued with God and I cussed God and I said, God, this, that, whatever, yeah, this, that, whatever, I don't want to live no more, so you might as well just kill me, because I'm not doing your purpose, I'm not living in your will, so take me out, innit, finish me. And I lied down and I cried that cry, and I cried and I screamed out, and you know, I was in my house, I didn't want to shower, I stayed in my living room, I didn't even open my curtains. As you can notice, I do my videos either in a particular spot in my bedroom or in my bathroom, because that's where my best light is in my house. The rest of my house is pretty dark. Not dark because I'm in a dark mood. I just like, you know, neutral dark colours. So that's how I am. So I was in a dark place. I was in a black hole. And I was in a black hole, and nothing or no one could pull me out of that black hole. No matter how many times my friends told me he didn't deserve me, no matter how many times I was told time is a healer, no matter how many times I was told just pray, you'll get through it, no matter how many times I was told, girl, get up, shake it off and move on, I couldn't move on. What made me move on was one day I made a decision that no more. I don't know what I watched, I don't know who I heard say it, but I heard it was a decision. And then there was a particular friend of mine that said to me, do not be the architect of your own sadness. Oh my goodness. When she said that to me, was I vexed and up in my feelings? But I wasn't. It's interesting because I wasn't vexed with her. I was vexed with myself. Like, rah, how can I be the architect? The architect, do you know what an architect does? They design. So how can I design my own sadness? So I just thought, okay, well, if I can design my own sadness, I can design my own happiness. And yeah, so this is what I'm doing, guys. So it doesn't matter how many of you like my videos, share my videos, or comment on my videos. That's the reality of it. This is a process that I'm going through for me, and I'm just giving you the privilege of joining me and seeing me go through that process.